Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about eye sticks. These are one of my favorite tools to use on an everyday basis especially, and also for traveling. So it's definitely an everyday edit essential. I cannot live without I guess I could live without anything really, but I cannot live without these in terms of convenience and getting ready in a timely manner and getting good results. I love palettes, I love powder palettes, but when it comes to really having to get ready in mere minutes, sometimes 20 minutes for the whole face, I go to eye sticks. They perform really well. I have a lot of them, so I'm going to show you what I have, tell you what I love in terms of favorites, and then some of the things that I purchased that are not my favorites, so that if you would like to try some of these, there's some things you might want to avoid and some other things that will be really good investments. So let's get right into this. My ultimate favorites are the By Terry Ombre Blackstar eye sticks, and the reason I love these is because the color is so unique. It does look like it has a pearl finish to them in terms of the sheen and the shimmer that you get. You don't get any chunky glitter, which I do not like in any of my makeup, but there's a really nice multi-dimensional shimmer to it. I'll swatch all of these for you so you can see the colors that I do have. I think I have another one, but I can't find it, so I think I do have 7 in total. I have Misty Rock, Frozen Quartz, I've got Bronze Moon, Velvet Orchid, Black Pearl, and Black Matte. These have the most consistent performance across all of the colors. None of the colors behave differently compared to some of the other brands that I'm going to show you where the performance is different based on the color. So those are amazing. If you want the best eye sticks, I would go for the By Terry. You can't go wrong with any of the colors. I've had them for years and continue to buy them. That is my best recommendation. My second most favorite are the Charlotte Tilbury. Now they are more dry consistency. They dry out a little bit faster. They have a pencil type quality to them in the fact that you have to sharpen them. By Terry have a twist up, which is nice because for lazy people like me, you don't have to sharpen them. I do have many sharpeners, I just can't find them when I need them. And so I have 2 colors. They have the color chameleons for various colored eyes. So if you look on the Beautylish website or the Charlotte Tilbury or Nordstrom, whoever carries it, you can find pictures and see what they look like on various eye colors. So for the brown eyes, I have Amber Haze, and I also have Enchanting Indigo. And I do have that on my eyes today as well. The next eye sticks that I'm going to talk about are the ones that I have the next most amount to. Is that right? I have a lot of these. Not as many as the By Terry, but almost as many, if not the same. So Laura Mercier eye sticks are wonderful. They are twist ups, which I like, but the consistency is much softer. So as you can see, let's see if we can get this on there. The tip here is a little bit mashed because you have to be way more gentle with these. I've smushed a couple of them, applying them to my eye because I guess I'm not very gentle with them, and they look like this on the end. So they're definitely softer. It's kind of like a soft butter consistency, and what can happen is that you'll get a little bit of chunk of material on there as you apply it on your eye, so you've got to be really careful about how much pressure you're applying as you put the product on your eye, or you're going to end up with some chunks. Another thing is that they are softer, so they'll move a little bit more. I will put these on top of the By Terry, and they perform really well. This is what I mean by they are a different performance in terms of the color within a certain range, because the Laura Mercier products do not all perform the same. So I love the copper to put in the waterline. So if you go to Everyday Edit XO on some of my Instagram pictures, you'll see that my eyes are popping. It's because of this product, and I put it in the waterline. It goes on really evenly, it stays in there, and it doesn't move all day. The other colors, though, I can't say that. The consistency is a little patchier, and I don't know if it's because I'm comparing it to By Terry, which is stellar, but you can give them a try if you like a softer consistency, because they're definitely softer, but I will swatch all of them. The colors that I have are Sugar Frost, Copper, and if there's one I'm going to recommend, it is Copper, Burnished Bronze, Tuxedo, and Rose Gold. I can't live without the copper one though. I don't know what is different about the copper, but it's much more consistent in application. Every stick I purchased, I think this is probably the 4th or 5th one I've purchased, perform the same. Okay. I will use the Burnished Bronze all over my eyes sometimes. The next eye sticks I'm going to talk about are by Mally, and that is kind of a mid-range. It's found at Ulta. I cannot remember the price, but they are nowhere near as expensive as the By Terry, but they perform similarly to the By Terry. However, you don't have the same dimension in the shimmer. So I've got 2 colors, Chocolate Diamond, and it does look like a nice kind of a matte brown with some sparkle in it. Again, there was a sparkle though that I don't love, but it did stay all day. It's got a drier consistency. And then I also have a Saddle Shimmer, which is really pretty. Not as beautiful as the finish on the By Terry, but it's close and it does stay all day. It's not as soft as the Mercier sticks. Next up I have the Burberry Eye Contour Stick in Almond 104. And I'm not impressed with the Burberry sticks. I don't know what happened with them, but they don't perform well on me. They're patchy, there's a little bit of dragging, although it's not dry. So I don't know why I'm not getting the performance out of them, because when I swatch them on my arm, like I'm doing now, that's why I'm looking down, I'm not getting that, as I'll see little pieces of the material as it's deposited. So yeah, not quite sure what went wrong with that product, but I do not grab for this one. We have a KIKO product, and this is one of those mid-range. Again, it's not exactly drugstore and it's not high-end. They have their own shops. There's one in Las Vegas, I know, and then they have an online store. In Moonshadow, I've got a water-infused eyeshadow, which is really beautiful and it has a cooling effect to it. It has more of a chunkier glitter as opposed to the By Terry finish, but it is still pretty if you want to give it a try. It does stay put once you get it on there, so really beautiful, but not as elegant of a finish as the By Terry product. I also have another stick by Bobbi Brown. I just don't grab for this one as much. I think it's the color, it's kind of interesting. It's like a grayish purple, but if you're interested in this color, you might give it a try. Bobbi Brown products are really good. I did have a brown one by Bobbi Brown, which stays, it really stays all day. So if you're interested in some really nice matte colors, I would look at the Bobbi Brown. It is called the Shadow Stick Ombre Creme Stick. Moving on, I have a Clinique Chubby Stick. It's a shadow tint for eyes, and it is chubby, and I'll swatch that for you as well. I don't get the color payoff from this, which is why it's not my go-to, and it's a little bit too creamy for me, and I just don't use it. If you would like something really sheer, this might be good for you. And speaking of sheer, I also have a NARS product. It is a soft touch shadow pencil in Goddess, and I was really hoping for great things with this one, but it also doesn't have the color payoff that I'm looking for. It's really a sheer wash of color, which on my skin tone you don't see. So if you have really fair skin, you might like this because it might show up on you, but it doesn't show up on me, so that is one thing I don't grab for. I haven't tried any of these other colors, but the one that I do have, I don't use, so I wouldn't recommend that for someone with my skin tone. If you're looking for a pink color, that is not the one. I would go for something from By Terry, such as either Misty Rock, which is a nice taupey kind of pink, or Frozen Quartz. Those are really beautiful. And finally, I have another kind of entry-level product you might want to try. It's by Jouer. It's a cream eyeshadow crayon, and this is beautiful in the color Marble. So it goes on really smoothly. It has some nice color payoff, not as much as By Terry, but it is a nice place to start in case you'd like to try out some of the eye sticks and see if they are something for you. So that is it for my eye stick collection. Things that I'm using every day. I do have more. I don't know where they are, which is very strange. I've looked high and low, but these are the things I use every day. Starting with By Terry is my favorite, Charlotte Tilbury, using the Laura Mercier products for very specific things like the waterline, in inner corners of the eyes, things like that. And then I forgot to mention, I do have a few Smashbox products that I use right above the crease of the eye because I like those to be matte colors, and I haven't found any yet that I like, although I believe KIKO makes some that are supposed to be good, so I'm going to check those out. But I did use the Smashbox Step by Step Contour Stick set. I used highlight, bronze, and contour all up here. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look using just eye sticks, because I know there was a request from one of you asking me to please do a tutorial because I had a similar eye look in the NARS Sarah Moon set demo first impressions. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I use some of these products. I couldn't use all of them, but I used some of them. And I'm going to show you how you kind of just start with a very base layer if that's what you'd like for every day, which is what I do, and then build upon that to get a more dramatic look and just how you can take it further from there. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, please keep watching. Okay, so here we are up close. I've got foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, blush, all those things, eyebrows, everything essentially but eyes. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with just something I use every day. I'm going to use a by Terry, and I love this one because it is just a nice wash of color. Again, by Terry is one of my favorite of the eye sticks. And I'm just gonna put this all over the lid and then also under. And this is how I wear the eye stick on an everyday basis. And this is the Bronze Moon. So really that's it for my everyday look. I just tightline and add mascara and then add a little bit to the waterline and then I'm done. So you can see it is really quick, but in order to achieve the look I had in the Sarah Moon video, I'm gonna go ahead and add some more things and then you can see how more of the colors work together. What I'd like to do next, because when it comes to stick products, it's hard to find something that's more matte. So I'd like to have a matte color kind of in the crease here without using powder. So I will use a stick, a contour stick, and this is by Smashbox, and I'm going to use bronze and just put it in the crease here just to give it some more depth, because once I start adding more colors, I don't have a lot of space on my eyelids for color, so I kind of have to go up and out. Once I've got that kind of blended in a windshield wiper motion, I'm going to just pull that color up a little bit, up and out. I find that when the by Terry sticks are applied higher, it's a little bit too much shimmer for me. I like to keep the shimmer more on the lids and then maybe towards the outsides as well. That way you can just add a little bit more dimension and then more of a base for more dramatic look. So that again was Smashbox in bronze. If you'd like to darken that crease a little bit more, you can go in with the crayon. It's the contour shade in Step by Step by Smashbox. Now this product is a bit more creamy, so you'll have more movement with it as opposed to the by Terry product, which is a little bit more dry. You can also take that contour stick, and I've got the highlight one, and go right under the brow bone to create more structure. Just make sure you clean off those fingers in between or you're gonna get some muddy colors. So now you should see some depth to the eye, highlighted brow bone, and then receding in the crease with a darker color. Let's go ahead and we're gonna focus on the corners right now, the outer corners. We're gonna use the new by Terry product that I just purchased, the Ombre Blackstar in Black Matte. So let's see how really black matte this is. It looks really black matte. Okay, I'm just gonna go in the outer corners right here and then go up in an upward motion, and then also at the lower lash line just a little bit. So you can see I'm just trying to draw a line going this direction, and then I'm going to go in just a little bit. It's a bit of a triangle shape. Same with the other eye. Okay, before this dries down too much, I'm going to go in and blend with my fingers. Keep in mind, you always want to have that upward motion going. So we've got a little more contrast there, which is nice because when you don't have a whole lot of space on your eyelids, you want to make sure you've got those two areas really defined, or else they can kind of get blended together and then you don't see that contrast, which Just gonna define that a little bit more and add another layer. Let's go ahead and take the blue color, which is the color Chameleon in Enchanted Indigo by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm going to go ahead and just add it. I'm not going to necessarily layer it on top, but I will add it to the edges so you can see the color. So right here on the top, connected to the black color, adding the blue, and right below. That way you can see the color, but you're not covering up the black. Take your fingers again and just blend that so it's more seamless. So you can do that with different colors. I've got that purpley color by Terry in Velvet Orchid, if you wanted a more purple look to it, or any of the other colors. So really this is all I had to do to get the look that I had in that NARS Sarah Moon video. But if you want to just keep going up and out with the colors, you can do that to make it bigger or smaller. You can add other colors just to make the contrast even greater. So I'm going to take the Sugar Frost by Laura Mercier and add that to the inner corners, so you can see the difference between these two eyes. I like setting down the by Terry first because it has more staying power. So if I add something like the softer product, which is the Laura Mercier stick on top of it, I know it will have a better chance of staying on there as opposed to just putting the Laura Mercier product on first. Just for fun, I'm gonna add a little bit more drama and just darken everything up. So I'm going to take that Smashbox contour stick again in contour, and I'm going to deepen up that crease. I also have the Burberry eye stick, which, as I said, is not my first choice. It has a little bit of issue with skipping, but I'm just gonna add it so you can see the color. It has more green to it, but I'm gonna show you just how it looks on. Of course, it's being influenced by the other colors I already have on. You can see it's got more greenish gray to it. It's hard for me to tell if it's even because I'm kind of looking down into the mirror, so as I look up, I've got to take a better look and make sure that everything is just even. Let's go ahead and just add some purple just to see what that looks like. This time though, I'm going to use the KIKO Cosmetics Moonshadow, and this one is in, what are you in? Number 3. It's a purple color. It's the purple color we swatched earlier. I'm just adding it to the edge. I'm not filling in that dark triangle on the end. I'm just adding it to the top here, just to see what it looks like. And just so you can see what the product looks like on the eye. Let's keep intensifying a little bit more, just to see how far we can take this without looking too crazy. I'm gonna add a little bit more black in. I think it's getting muddied a bit, so you can always add more if you notice that you're losing some of the definition. One little trick I like to do with these eye sticks, which is what I did with Copper for quite some time by Laura Mercier, and that's one of the reasons, again, why I bought all the other colors, because it has such amazing staying power in the waterline. So I'm going to take, let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and take Sugar Frost and put that in the waterline. Yeah, this definitely doesn't stick as well as, say, the copper color in the waterline. I noticed that it doesn't adhere as well. So just be aware that the performance of the Laura Mercier sticks is not consistent among the sticks. I don't know why, but the by Terry sticks are all the same in terms of the way they are applied, the way they stay, and the way that they've got that same, the quality of the shimmer is really beautiful, except of course for that matte color that I've got. But the Laura Mercier sticks, just be aware, you want to try them out if you have a chance in store at a counter to see how each one performs for you. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some mascara and see how we're looking at that point. Here's the finished eye look, and as you can see, this gives an example of how you can lay your colors down so you've got light, dark in terms of dimension and drama, so you can add color, and it kind of showed you where you can do that. So you can take this in any direction you want, but I hope that gave you a good idea of how you can use eye sticks in just your fingers to get a really complete look. So I hope I was able to give you some ideas about how to use eye sticks if you've never used them, just some entry-level things, and then some higher-end things if you are already using eye sticks and want to try something new. So if you learned something, if you just enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you!